Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday. So you know what that means. Every Thursday we have an educational Thursday. We have a phenomenal education Thursday today. Y'all get ready because we're going to be boogieing. We're going to be getting down. We're going to be having a good time because today we have a phenomenal DJ that's going to come on and educate our community about entertainment, DJing, how to get started. Go give you some gems. Because in the community, we love our music, we love our rhythm, we love our rhyming, and we're looking forward to today's educational Thursday. With that being said, I'm sorry I was running late trying to get here because, the bishop, I was standing out in the middle of the streets with the homeless brothers. I had a sign up that said, both sides of the conversation, support us. We will teach, preach, and do everything for a little bit of support, all right? We've been holding those signs. We're looking for some support. We're looking for some help. But we've been out in the community, so many things happening, and we just happy that even through all of this, even standing in the middle of the street with the cardboard boxes, people was hitting their horns saying, Bishop, we love you, Bishop, we love you. I said, well, where the money at? Help the bishop out. But we've been doing a lot of good work, and we got some amazing things that we're going to be doing to take place. But again, in this work, it's so many ups and downs. And we just standing through it all. Every time you try to take a step forward, there's something that's always trying to pull you back. But we're not even going to let the trap stop us. We just go through the rough traps and all the other traps, and we're going to keep moving forward because we got to impact our people. We got to keep blessing the people. We got to keep uplifted the work that we're doing because we know it works. We know it's powerful. I hear the feedback. I see the stuff. I even see the people following. They want to be like the bishop. I said, go ahead. I'm not mad at you. Do what you do. But nobody does it like both sides of the conversation. Nobody can do it better. With that being said, Khalees, welcome. How you doing today? Holla at the people. Say something special.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing good, John. Doing good. Yes. I'm so glad to be here on this educational Thursday, and I am excited about the treat that we about to bring to the community. If you have not already liked, subscribed, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, we even have a newsletter. Both sides of the conversation. Go ahead and do that. Ring the bell on YouTube so that it alerts you when we have these podcasts because they're very important. We have them Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. Very important. But tonight, oh boy, community, we do have a treat. So glad that you're spending your evening with us.
Yeah, and definitely y'all will see us out in the community tomorrow. We'll be at the Dreamkeeper event talking about Black economics. It's going to be a great event. We'll be streaming. We'll be trying to make sure the community, I know some folks can't make it. We'll do our best to make sure y'all catch everything what's going on. It should be a great event. So tomorrow we're going to be busy. But we're going to be there and we're going to have a great time. So we're excited about that. We're just excited about all of the information, all of the support, all of the things that Dreamkeeper is bringing to our community. And I'm just going to tell you, there's some folks doing some phenomenal stuff, and we're just excited to be a part of the process, part of the dream, moving forward, seeing all of the amazing Black folks doing some amazing work. They had a big STEM Frenzy event that took place that was Dreamkeeper sponsored. There's so many things happening. Woo! Just happy to be a part of it, colleagues. We got some great things going on. So we are excited. With that being said, community, it's still cold. I don't know what's going on with the weather. I thought we was going to have a weather train. It's still cold out here in the Bay. It is freezing. But we got better days coming. Through the storm, there's always a blessing on the other side. And we got a blessing coming. So we just going to ride this wave into the next day, into the next great opportunity. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you, Khalees, and to our youth team to get us through today's community news events, updates, and all the events that's taking place in community.
You bet, John. I'll tell you, there's a lot going on in the world news. Community, listen up to this. Manhattan judge overseeing Trump criminal case gets dozens of threats. The Manhattan judge overseeing the criminal case against former President Trump has received dozens of threats in recent days. Most of the threats are in the form of harassing calls and email death threats. Most appear to originate out of state, but police are taking them seriously, regardless, and running down each one. Trump himself had lashed out at Judge Juan Merchan, calling him Trump-hating. Most of the harassing and defamatory calls and emails have come into the office in this chambers and are being assessed. Trump is due back in court in December for a hearing. Though lawyers have asked that he be excused from attending because of the extraordinary security that's involved. San Francisco Police Department searching for leads to catch the killer of Cash App's Bob Lee. San Francisco police are looking for evidence and leads to catch the person who stabbed and killed Cash App founder Bob Lee early Tuesday morning. A wounded Lee was holding his side as he walked up to a driver parked in a vehicle that had hazard lights on, according to surveillance video. He appeared to show the driver his injury before collapsing. The vehicle then drove away without visibly offering to help. Lee got up and made it to a nearby apartment building before collapsing again. Officers found the man around 2:30 a.m. on the 400 block of Main Street near the city's Embarcadero waterfront. His death further inflamed debate over public safety in San Francisco and its moribund downtown, which has not yet bounced back from the pandemic. But listen to this. Twitter's owner, Elon Musk, took to the social media site to post that violent crime in San Francisco is horrific, and even if attackers are caught, they are often released immediately, and tagged the city's district attorney. Yes, a lot is going on, and now this has drawn a lot of attention. Cannabis industry leaders discuss public safety concerns following strings of incidents in San Francisco. Bay Area cannabis leaders discussed safety concerns in front of Stitzy Soma on Thursday after what they said had been a string of armed robberies and kidnappings of operators and staff in San Francisco. They say many retailers have been robbed at gunpoint, some allegedly kidnapped and tortured. The legal cannabis businesses of San Francisco pay taxes, provide good-paying jobs, and have occupied many closed neighborhood stores. They provide needed cannabis to many medical patients. The businesses and its employees deserve to feel safe when at work. Everyone want to feel safe to be at work. I mean, there's a lot going on, but around that cannabis industry, people are desperate. People are trying to get their hands on it. Bay Area students demand action on gun violence during walkouts. In the wake of the recent school shooting in Nashville, hundreds of Bay Area students and tens of thousands nationwide walked out of class Wednesday to demand more to be done to stop gun violence. The walkout was part of a nationwide effort by the group Students Demand Action. In San Francisco, about 180 middle schoolers at Creative Art Charter School walked out holding signs demanding change. We think of schools as being places for learning reading, writing, arithmetic, but this is also a place where we learn how to advocate for ourselves and we learn how to promote social justice. Creative Arts Charter School teacher Genevieve Cody said, teachers said it's important students feel empowered and have some belief that they can make a difference in preventing school shootings. There's so many shootings going around the world. It is awful, especially when it enters our schools. You know, we send our children to school and we pray over them and hope that they be safe and return home. But we just have no control over some of these folks that have ill minds to go into a school and shoot up a school full of children. Chase Bank ATM victim goes undercover to prove he was scammed by glue and tap thief. Listen to this, community. San Francisco, we revealed a new type of ATM scam where thieves pour glue into the card reader, forcing victims to use the tap feature, then draining their accounts. It happened to several Chase Bank customers in San Francisco, but the bank denied their claims. So one victim told Seven on Your Side's Michael Finney he set out to prove to the bank that he was really scammed. Scammers knew that by tapping your card, the ATM transaction window stays open. The thieves step up and they keep withdrawing money because even after the cash come out, the window's still up. So you can keep drawing money out. A man next to him offered to help. He says, oh, you have to tap your card because it's been broken. And I was like, oh, thanks, Malarkey said. He went up to the ATM like right behind me. So I was like, that's not good. Sure enough, he later found multiple withdrawals from his account, all $1,640 gone. Well, I tell you, all this going on. We got shootings, we get your money getting taken, all kinds of things going out there in the world news and events. But now we have some good community events. And we're going to go ahead and bring our youth team member, Brandy Gray, up so that she'll be able to share the events that's going on out in the community.
Before Brandy go, I can't believe what I saw in the news when Trump said he's going to defund the federal police. I can't believe it. That was too much. And then they said his lawyer said they treat him like Tupac and Biggie. See, every time they got to throw the brothers up in it. They can't get it done without the brothers. But we're gonna let our youth team take over our events. Brandy, go ahead and take over for the events.
Hello, community. We have a lot of events coming up, so I'm just going to get right into it. On April 7th, the Economics Right Division at the SF Human Rights Commission is at the SF Museum of Modern Art. State of Black SF Economic Dignity and Blooms and Busts. To register at eventbrite.com. The Office of Economic and Workforce Development. The second annual Hospitality and Small Business Job Fair is April 12th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the One Ferry Building in the Front Plaza. The link is going to be posted below. Women Got Game. Women of Color Gaming to Submit an Esports Tournament is April 15th. For more info, go to womengotgame.org. The BEEM Black Economic Equity Movement Guaranteed Income Project is in the SF and Oakland. The deadline is April 16th, and to apply at beamproject.org. Enough. Place to end gun violence. Call for submissions now through April 20th. Calls for teenagers submit a 10-minute play that confronts the issues of gun violence. For more info, go to enoughplays.com. San Francisco Emergency Preparedness Community Fair. Learn to protect yourself during a disaster on April 22nd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in San Francisco's main library at 100 Larkin Street. For more info, go to the link below. Bay Area Girls Teen Summit Workshops. Prizes free. All meals provided on April 29th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Williams Chapel Baptist Church at 1410 10th Avenue, Oakland. To register, the link will be posted below. Peace Dance Studio presents Dancing with the Ancestors, May 6th at 6 p.m. at 2029 East Harding Way in Stockton. Mackey's Corner presents Suicide Awareness and Prevention, June 3rd at Gilman Parks in San Francisco. For more info, go to the email below or call 415-613-5890. Magic Zone 2023 Summer Program is from June 12th to August 4th from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. at 1050 McAllister Street. For more info, go to collectiveimpact.org. City Kids Creator Con, save the date. Free creative outlets, art, music, and fashion. July 14th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on the 200 block of Jones Street. More info will be coming soon. San Francisco HRC regular bi-monthly commission meeting is the second and fourth Thursday at 5 p.m. in San Francisco City Hall Room 416. There will be a Zoom and a web ID and a passcode. Make sure you get there. The Dreamkeeper Initiative monthly meeting is every third Thursday, and the website will be posted below. African American Reparations Advisory Committee, it has a monthly meeting virtually at 5:30 p.m. on every second Monday. To register, the link will be below. After-school writing workshops at Youth Speak Office, and San Francisco teens are receiving a $300 stipend every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. at 265 Shotwell Street in Unit B1. The link will be posted below. Remove Reverend Amos Brown from the NAACP and Reparations Task Force. Reverend Brown does not represent the change we need. BSOTC needs your support and your signature. The link will be posted below. Opportunities for all. Pathways to economic inclusion for youth. OFA fellow applications are now open. Have fun, get paid. You must be 18 and a high school graduate or have your GED. For more info, the link will be below. Opportunities for all. Pathway to economic inclusion for youth. OFA intern applications are now open. Have fun, get paid. And more info will be at the email below now. The city and county of San Francisco has an upcoming career event, the Career Resource Fair, on April 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Civic Center Plaza at 355 McAllister Street in San Francisco. To register, go to CareerSF.gov. Join our youth team. SF Youth Volunteers needed. There's a paid stipend. We need high school or college honor roll students. Join with us or email at hr@bsotc.org. BSOTC is in search of volunteers. Our work is inspiring and it feels good. We make a difference in the community with tangible results to show it. We are a highly driven group with high impact. We get the right things done the right way. Not only will you contribute to the community, but you'll also learn a lot and gain knowledge in your field of interest within the organization. We value your ideas and your input. Sign up to be a volunteer today. You can make a difference. Go to all of our social media sites for more news on how to give back to your community and support BSOTC.
Wow, thank you, team. Brandy, I know you sound like you're not feeling well. You made it through it. Thank you for getting us there. Community, those are the events. Go check out what's going on. Get involved because there's a lot of things going on. And the folks is always talking about, no, there's not an opportunity. There's opportunities out there. There's some things coming up. There's a number of programming for the summer, scholarships, sponsorships for school. There's things happening. Tap in and check out what's going on with community. With that being said, our next live show will be next Tuesday, this Sunday. We will not have a Sunday conversation this Sunday. It is Easter Sunday, so we will be passing on this week's show. But next Sunday, we'll be talking about child support, and we're looking for some of the community folks to come on as we continue to try to assess and find out what's going on, some of the struggles and the pitfalls that folks are having, and some of the things that's taking place and going on. But we will have a Hidden Gem show next Tuesday. I know last Tuesday Hidden Gem show was off the hook. People still call me like, oh, I missed it. I caught it. It was great. But that's what we're doing here, trying to uplift our community, make sure our voices are being heard, making sure that we're changing that narrative, and making sure we supporting each other so that our community can thrive. So excited about that. With that being said, Khalees, we're going to go ahead and introduce tonight's Educational Thursday. We'll let him introduce himself to community, and then we're going to bring him up and let him go ahead and take over the platform and do what he do best. All right. With that being said, brother, the man, brother DJ, Lamont, welcome to both sides of the conversation, King.
Hey, good afternoon.
How you doing, brother?
Wherever you are in the world.
Well,
can you hear
me? Before we turn it over to you, brother, you got to tell people who you are, where you at, what you doing.
Absolutely.
Give them a little rundown what they gonna experience tonight, and then we're gonna move out the way and let you do your thing.
Hey everyone, my name is DJ Lamont, and I am, simulcast broadcasting live from my studio, Fingersteps Media Arts, in the heart and soul of the Mission District, San Francisco. Fingersteps Media Arts is a DJ studio where I teach the art of DJ skills. This studio is a vision that turned into a fruition. Back in 1999, when I was thinking about finding a purpose for myself, finding something rewarding, finding something that will challenge me, creating a way that will allow me to engage with society the way I am, based on my personality, Fingersteps Media Arts is it. So it's an art form that I've been involved in since I was 5 years old. I've been playing with records for over 50 years now, based on the first record that my mother gave me when I was 5 years old. She gave me a close and play record player, and I've been playing with records ever since. So I'm a DJ as well. I'm a writer, photographer, and I also teach the art of DJ skills, which has been about 20 years now.
Wow, very powerful stuff. Well, we excited. We are honored to have you here. And we're going to let you go ahead. We're going to step to the side and let you do your thing. And then afterwards, we'll come ask some questions. And you could talk to the community about some of the stuff that's going on. But you take your time, brother. Whatever you need, we're going to turn up. We're going to sit back and enjoy you tonight, King.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's your turn, brother. Take over.
All right. Well, again, welcome, everyone. So DJing is an extraordinary art form within the music industry. DJing, I believe, has been part of social culture since records were created over 100 years ago. When we think about DJing today, specifically now, and because of all the technology that we have, anyone can be a DJ. Because of streaming platforms that we have, the major streaming platforms, we're all walking around with 100 million songs at our disposal to play. And that's how many songs are basically in these major databases that we use every single day. But I think back when, sometimes I contemplate when back in the 1920s and the 1930s, there was probably always someone that was connected to music, totally different, more involved than the average person. Just think about people in your lives that there's those that like music and there's those that love music, that breathe music, that express music. And you might be one of those individuals that are always thinking about music and songs to play for that individual, or in a social situation. So I think back over 100 years ago when records were first created, there was probably always someone that was part of that social gathering, rather it be a dinner, a dance party, a barbecue, that had a Victrola that said, I'm going to line up these songs and play them in this order to anticipate a specific behavior from the audience. And that's basically what a DJ is. A DJ thinks music, feels music, even if you're in front of a deck or not. If you're in front of turntables or a DJ controller, when you hear a song, you think this song would be the ideal song to play for my audience, whatever that audience may be. And that's basically what a DJ is, one that thinks about music all the time and thinks about playing it for individuals based on social situations. So what I have before me, this is called a DJ controller. This is a 4-channel DJ controller, and this is the modern format of DJing. This derived from the original format of DJing, which is 2 turntables and a mixer. I'm not sure if you can see this here in the background, but it's here to my right, and I'm going to introduce the original form of DJing shortly. But this is the modern form of DJing. Once again, this is called the DJ controller. With a DJ controller, we can do extraordinary things. For example, I just created a loop right there, just created a sample. That's just with the Q button. I was able to just create a beat. It's just a raw beat that I queued up here. Okay, so let's start off with the left side of the player. So this button that I just engaged here, that's called the Q button. And the Q button is a button that can be used for sampling, as I just showed you. You can loop. Okay, so I just looped a 4/4 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a 4-bar loop, and the 4-bar loop is 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 bars. So when you think about music that you're listening to, specifically when you're dancing, or you can just be kicking back, laying in bed listening to music. Music is a series of numbers. And generally, the music that we listen to every day, rather be pop, hip hop, jazz, blues, gospel, classical, is created on a 4/4 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a sample. I'm going to loop a song. So I'm going to pull up an acapella. What I'm doing is, okay, so I'm going to pull up an acapella, and here is the acapella. This is the acapella of
Please don't stop the music.
Okay, that's Miss Super Bowl halftime.
Please don't stop
That's
the
Rihanna.
music.
Okay,
Please don't stop the
so
music.
this is the acapella of Please Don't Stop the Music.
Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music.
Okay, this is an acapella, and it's an acapella loop of.
Please don't stop the music.
So when I was telling you about a downbeat, for example, please is the first beat. Please don't stop. That's 2 beats. Please don't stop the. That's 3 beats. Please don't stop the music. That's 4 beats. Please don't stop the music. That's a bar. Please don't stop the music. That's a bar. 4 beats. Please don't stop the music. That's a bar. 4 beats. Please. That's a downbeat. That's 1 beat. That's a downbeat. That's the first beat. That's the downbeat. That's the first beat. So the downbeat and the first beat are generally the same. Sometimes they're different, sometimes they're not. But in this case, please is the downbeat. That's 1 beat. The first beat's in the bar. And then please don't. That's 2 beats. Please don't stop the. That's 3 beats.
Please don't stop the music.
Please don't stop the music. That's 4 beats.
Please don't stop the music.
Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop. Please don't stop.
Please don't stop the music.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up another song, and what I'm going to do is create a loop, a sample. I'm going to do a mashup with Please Don't Stop the Music and just a raw 4/4 beat. So let me pull up something here. And what's this one here? Okay. So once again, here's the raw beat. That's a little Afro beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2 bars, which is 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's the beat. And then we have Rihanna's a cappella.
Please don't stop the music.
Okay.
Please don't stop the music.
That's 4 beats.
Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music.
So I'm going to create a mashup, and I'm going to do a remix, a mashup of Rihanna and this Afrobeat, such as.
Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop. 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 Please don't stop the music.
So that's a mashup that I just did. So again, the a cappella of Rihanna, Please Don't Stop the Music, music, music. And then the raw 4/4 Afrobeat. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 different songs, and I made my own remix.
Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop. Please don't stop. Please don't stop. Please don't stop. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music.
Okay, so that's the introduction to learning how to use one of these boards. One, it starts with just understanding music. One of the things that many people may believe or may not believe is that a DJ can aspire to be a musician. And as a musician, from a DJ's perspective, learning music theory from a DJ's perspective, I'm not composing music as one would think about a composer or a producer from originality. I'm using music that is already recorded, such as.
Please don't stop the music.
Okay, such as. However, I'm using the same philosophies that a musician would make with composing music to manipulate my music, such as, again.
Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Please don't stop. Please don't stop. Please don't stop the music.
Okay, so approaching music as a DJ, approaching music from a DJ's perspective. I mean, approaching musicianship from a DJ's perspective allows you to just have a greater relationship with the music itself. It's very easy to just use the technology from my point of view and not have a musical experience, which sounds very interesting, because the way that the modern DJ equipment is derived is that you really don't have to listen to music. You can just play it and look at the screen. Although I'm looking at the screen right now, I'm really looking at you as I manipulate the board. But the modern day DJ generally is not listening to music. They're just looking at all the graphics on the screen. And one does not have to take that approach. One can train the ear. And from my perspective, and after 40 years of DJing, that's how the first 25 years of my DJ experience was training my ear to approach music and to be able to manipulate music. Now, one of the things this year, as you know or may know, hip hop is celebrating its 50th anniversary, which is incredible within itself, because what that means is that an entire generation or multiple generations has grown up under the influence of hip hop, which is unbelievable when you think about it. That's half of a century. One of the things I marvel about getting older and such and maturing in watching things change and watching things evolve is that when I grew up, the music that my parents listened to and my grandparents listened to was considered the best music of our time, because we always think yesterday was better times than we are having today. And that may be so in some cases. And so growing up, learning that music of the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s was the greatest music of that time. And I believe that, and that is true. That is true, because a lot of the music that we listen to today is based on that music of the early part of the 20th century. However, I marvel at the fact, and I'm excited by the fact that the music that I grew up listening to, which was disco and house music and electronica and hip hop and pop, is now music that we look back at and we can see the true implications of what this music meant to us as a generation, as a group of people, as a worldwide community. So one of the first elements of hip hop from my own experience, because when hip hop was introduced and I started to hear the term hip hop, I was 12, 13 years old. And I remember the first time we brought hip hop into the house, and my mother was like, "What is this?" It was really interesting that the elders could not relate to the sound because they couldn't keep up with the rapping and all the various things that we enjoy about hip hop. The elders at that time could not appreciate it, particularly like the first couple of years. But one of the elements that I remember personally that was introduced to me in my home state of Connecticut, where I grew up in a small town called Waterbury, Connecticut, was the scratch. This is one of the fundamental origins of hip hop, the scratch. This sound right here. This sound was considered noise by some, but for many, it was beauty. For those that did not understand it, it just went over their head. Again, they considered this garbage. They considered it a disrespect of music that was already recorded. But for the young people that created this sound was music to their ears. This was beauty to their ears. This sound also is the birth and the foundation and the anchor of hip hop. So this sound that was a disturbance to some, a beauty to others, and those that saw it as a beauty saw it as opportunity to create. Think about that, opportunity to create. And this is well before what we're experiencing today, of course. And just think about the beginning of anything when it's just a small group of believers where the rest of the world was like, what is this? I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. But in the meantime, this sound eventually went on to create the MC and the DJ from the hip hop perspective. And it launched and it propelled an entire experience, which is breakdancing, which is the fashion that's associated with hip hop, language, because of the literary aspect, the poets, the MCs that wrote the rhymes, and of course, the DJ. Okay, so hold tight. I want to grab a record. I have my collection right behind me. I'll grab this one right here. This is close enough. So this is Rufus and Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. This is well before that song, but this is Rufus and Shaka Khan. And this album came out in 1978. So just imagine you're 14 years old, right? Your parents, Rufus and Shaka Khan was one of the hottest funk groups of the 70s. It was played in all the black households. Every household that I went in, somebody was playing Rufus and Shaka Khan, either in their car or at home. We couldn't have a barbecue, a funeral, a birthday party, a wedding without hearing Rufus and Shaka Khan. So this song came out in 1978, this exact album. So just imagine, this is your parents' record, of course, and it's your parents' record player. And they probably was playing Rufus and Shaka Khan, this album, every weekend when family came by, cleaning up the house, making food, people drinking, smoking, talking stuff, as families do when they get together and friends do get together. And Rufus and Shaka Khan was playing in the background, right? So I'm going to put this on. I'm looking for one of their bangers. Hold on one second.
Show the chill in your face.
Here we go. Okay. So again, this song is playing back in 1978. You're 14 years old. And all of a sudden, your parents are doing what they're doing. And I hope you can see this. And you as a kid scratch Rufus and Chaka Khan. And all the parents like, what's going on? What are you doing? And as a kid, nothing at all, right? And as a kid, again, you do it. Again, you scratch it again. What's going on? Nothing. You do it one more time. Okay, you probably get a little pop on the back of your head because you're gonna break your parents' record. You're gonna break the turntable. But for you heard something interesting out of it. And I believe Rufus and Chaka Khan, the OJs, the Jackson 5 were probably some of the songs that were scratched at the very beginning of hip hop, because that was the music that was readily available. That was the music that was played in families' homes. Those were the hot groups of the time. Those songs, again, were readily available for people to consume and to purchase, and that they had in their house. So the idea, I believe, that Rufus and Chaka Khan was probably one of the many songs that was scratched at the very, very beginning that created hip hop. So what I'm going to do is play this beat right here. And I'm going to scratch. Hear that? Okay, so basically what I did was I got one note of Rufus and Chaka Khan. It was just a random note, specifically a high frequency. It could be the horns within the group. It could be Chaka's voice because she has a high frequency voice. And I manipulated it by literally just going back and forth, like going from 1 to 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, one beat, the downbeat. And I on beat, as I was scratching, I scratched over the downbeat of the Afro beat that was just playing. And that's how one scratches. You can scratch. One of the aspects with scratching is that you can get any audio. It doesn't have to be a specific song. It could just be audio, because the idea that you're manipulating that audio and making a musical note out of it. You would never know. It would be Stay by Chaka Khan. Okay, because again, I just got the aspect of her voice and I scratched it over a beat. So the next thing I want to show you how to do a slam mix. A slam mix is a fun aspect of a song when you can switch it over. Let me find a song that's popular. It's always good to go with a song that's popular, because then you can really understand the nature of what I'm doing here. So let's choose, let's see. Let's choose Lizzo, one of the starlets of our time. Okay. Oh, actually, let's do this. Okay. So first I want to show you a hot cue. I want to show you how I'm going to remix this song by Beyonce. I'm going to mix it up in real time. And we're going to use these buttons here, and they're called hot cues. And hot cues is when the music is playing, same thing on the beat, on the downbeat. I'm going to take a hot cue on the downbeat of the song. So here's the song, and then I'm going to stop it and talk about it, and then demonstrate the hot cue aspect.
I feel like falling in love.
Right? Here's the beat.
I'm in the mood to roll something up. I'm rolling something. I need some drink in my cup. Hey.
Okay. So we're dancing to the song, right? We're dancing to the beat. You're not thinking about that subconsciously because our hips, are not our hips move naturally to the beat, right? So here's the downbeat. Now watch this. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there for a moment. So that's called a hot cue. And a hot cue is when I can manipulate the song, edit the song in real time. And I can take up to 8 hot cues of this song or any song that I load in the player. But right now I just started with one beat. And that's called a hot cue. And a hot cue is generally when you take a cue point on the downbeat. So same thing when you're dancing, right? Bam, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to start the song again, and I'm going to take 3 hot cues.
I feel like falling in love.
Right?
I'm in the mood to roll something up. Tonight I'm rolling something. I need some drink in my cup. Hey, I'm in the mood to pour something up. I wanna go missing. I need a prescription. I wanna go higher. Can I sit on top of you? I wanna go where nobody's been. Have you ever had fun like this? Oh, we gon' roll up tonight. We gon' roll up tonight. We gon' roll up to me, gon' roll up to me, go. Drink in my cup. Hey, I'm in them drinking my cup. Hey, I'm in them drinking my cup. Drinking my cup. Drinking my cup. Drinking my cup. Drinking. We gon' roll up tonight.
So that's called a hot cue. And a hot cue is in real time how a DJ can manipulate a song, specifically a song like this. Specifically a song like this that's well known. People know it from beginning to end. They sing to it. There's an international choreograph that has gone along to this because I learned about this song really through social media and all the individuals around the world dancing to this beat, which makes it amazing. And so everyone knows this song. I wouldn't say everyone, but most people, you know this song. So as a DJ, I'm able to manipulate it in real time, to shake it up, to remix it, to edit it, to loop it, to take it out of its natural context, to surprise you as a listener and as a dancer. And it's also a way to emphasize different aspects of the song.
We gon' roll up tonight. We gon' roll up to we gon' roll up to we gon' roll up tonight.
Okay, how I emphasize we're gonna roll up. We're gonna roll up. We're gonna roll up tonight. And the idea is to emphasize that aspect of that song. And so this is one way of remixing the song in real time for again, for your listeners. I'm going to show you that again. I'm going to clear them. Take it from the top. Here we go.
I feel like falling in love. I'm in the mood to roll something up. Tonight I'm rolling something. I need some drink in my cup.
Okay. Let it play out.
I'm in the mood to pour something up. I wanna go missing. I need a prescription. I wanna go higher. Can I sit on top of you? I wanna go where nobody's been.
Okay.
Have you ever had fun like this? Oh, we gon' roll up tonight. Black lights, spaceships fly. Unapologetic when we pull up tonight. Romantic when we pull up tonight. Romantic when we pull up tonight. When we pull up tonight. When we pull up tonight. Body's been.
Okay, that's called a hot cue. And a hot cue is an amazing way to remix a song in real time, as I just demonstrated for you. So now I'm going to do a hot cue and a slam mix, meaning that I'm going to slam to another song. It's an abrupt change to another song. So let me pull up another song here. And this is how you, as a DJ, you can just add so much oomph, energy, excitement to your set. Okay, now Again, watch this or listen to this and watch.
I feel like falling in love.
Okay.
I'm in the mood to roll something up. Tonight I'm rolling something. I need some drink in my cup. Hey, I'm in the mood to pour something up. I wanna go missing. I need a prescription. I wanna go higher. Can I sit on top of you? I wanna go where nobody's been. Have you ever had fun like this? Oh, we gon' roll up tonight. 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 I wanna go high. I need a prescription. I wanna go missing. I wanna go higher. I need a prescription. I wanna go missing. I wanna go higher. I need a prescription. I wanna go missing. We go.
Okay, hear that? Okay. So what I just demonstrated was, again, the hot cues with the Beyonce song, Cuff It. And I got different aspects of the song. And you can hear how I took it out of context, where she was saying, I want to go missing. I believe that's what she's saying.
I need a prescription.
I need a prescription.
I wanna go higher.
I want to go higher. I want to take that out of context.
I wanna go higher. I need a prescription. I wanna go missing.
Okay. And that's how a DJ can mix a song in real time. Again, to play with the audience, to pump the audience up, to shake the audience up. And then I did a slam mix as a hot cue. And I slammed into Chubb Rock. Okay. And that's how, again, how you can pump your audience up and keep your audience engaged with your transitions. And as a DJ, staying engaged with the music. These are aspects of DJing that I do spontaneously. And that's what I was saying earlier about, I understand music from music theory from a DJ's perspective, because when I originally learned how to DJ, we didn't have the technology such as this. We had strictly turntables. So the idea is that one had to train the ear, one had to train the heart, the body, to understand how to manipulate music from, again, the DJ's perspective. The new technology doesn't lend that opportunity for DJs to go as deep psychologically and to develop the ear, but nevertheless, the possibility of it is still here. So again, that was a hot cue and a slam mix where I remixed Beyonce and then slammed into the Chubb Rock track. Okay, I'll do it one more time.
I wanna go missing. I need a prescription. I wanna
do a tease. This is a tease.
Can I sit on top of you? I wanna go where nobody's been. Have you ever had fun like this? Oh, we gon' roll up tonight. We gon' roll up tonight. We gon' roll up tonight. We gon' roll up tonight.
Okay. Again, that's a hot cue. And as you can see, I put my body into it as much because I use my body as a metronome. I use my body as a baton. Just think about a conductor. When a conductor is orchestrated in when they're conducting a orchestra, I use my body as a baton as well, that I'm swinging to the beat, because that's how I stay fully engaged with the music. So I'm going to play the Beyonce song again, and I'm going to add a special effect. The hot cue is one aspect of remixing song, but then I'm going to show you a special effect, and I'm going to slam in again into, actually, we're going to go back in time a bit. We're going to go back to the early days of rock and roll, okay, which is the 1950s. So I'm going to go from one extreme of music to the other to just show you how a DJ can be as versatile with their musical taste as possible. So I'm going to play the same thing, the Cuff It remix, with Beyonce, and I'm going to remix it.
We gon' roll up tonight. Black lights, spaceships fly. Spaceships fly. just you, me, God. I feel like falling in love. I'm in the mood to put something up. We gon' pull up the love.
Come on, everybody, clap your hands.
Right?
Oh, you're looking good. I'm gonna sing my song. It won't take long. We're gonna do the twist, and it goes like this. Come on, let's twist again. Twist again. Twist again. Twist again. Twist again. Like we did last summer. Yeah, let's twist again. Like we did last year. Twist again. Twist again. Twist again. Twist again. Twist again. Like we did last year. Yeah, let's twist again. Twist the time is here. Round and round and up and down we go. Round and round and up and down we go. Round and 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 down we go.
Let's slam it to another song.
Oh baby, make me know you love me so. Twist again, like we did last summer. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last year.
Okay, so let's just explain what I did. I originally started with the Beyonce song, and I did a hot cue. I did multiple hot cues, and then I added an echo effect, and that's what I was doing when you heard the echo. It was an 8-beat echo, which is 2 bars. And I waited for specific words and lyrics within her song to emphasize those words. We're gonna cuff it tonight, night, 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 night. And that's the idea, is to add some dimension, some creative, spontaneous dimension to the song. And then eventually, I hit it one more time. We're gonna cuff it tonight, night, 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 night. And I dropped Let's Twist Again by Chubby Checker from the 1950s. Again, that's early rock and roll, which is Black American music. We think about, sometimes we have to remember the diaspora of Black American music, that Black Americans created rock and roll. And that started back as early as 1951, 1952. And that music is the foundation of what we listen to today, which is a derivative of gospel music, blues, jazz. All of that originated from rock and roll. All of that originated from the music that came before that, if you have heard that or not. But nevertheless, this is how you can tap into like the diaspora of Black American music, or transition from multi-generational, go from something brand new, a pop American artist of today, such as Beyonce, and throw it back. I mean, that's a real throwback. When folks talk about throwback, they're talking about the 80s and the 90s. This is throwback almost 70 years ago, which is incredible within itself. So this is how, as a DJ, one can be extremely dynamic with their musical range and go from a pop artist of today and slam it back to an artist of yesteryear. And depending on your audience, depending on who you're playing for, they may appreciate that transition. They may appreciate playing Beyonce and then playing an original rock and roll song from the 1950s. If they don't, then you move on to another song. That's the wonderful thing about DJing, is that depending on the taste of your audience and depending on your musical interests, of music of all cultures around the world. Like I said, there's over 100 million songs available on our streaming platforms. And just think about that. Just think about that, the magnitude of that much music. So when we think about our American playlist, it's usually, again, it's hip hop, pop, country, jazz, blues. But what about the rest of the world? And what about the world that derives here in the United States, that brings their culture with us, that influences the music? So depending on one's musical taste, and musical taste, as we know, evolves as we evolve as human beings. The music that you listened to when you were 20 years old It's totally different than the music that you listen to when you're 30, 40 years old. When I grew up, my brother was a huge fan of Frankie Beverly and Maze. He used to play their album consistently. I never related to it because it was just too sophisticated for a 10-year-old. Well, I'll just say me as a 10-year-old. Today, when I hear that music, I totally understand why he was in love with that sound. When I hear those very albums that he was playing almost 40 years ago, I understand totally why it moved him the way that it did. Nevertheless, that's what a DJ is about. As we evolve, it's not just the music of today, it's the music of yesteryear, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Because a lot of the music that we listen to today, specifically hip hop and a lot of pop music, is sampled from this music. It's sampled from this early music of the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And here it is today. So that was a slam mix once again. That was a slam mix from Beyonce with a hot cue. And then I slammed into Chubby Checker. So now what I'm going to do is show you a beat mix. A beat mix is going to be a little bit, it's not going to be as it's not going to be as visually pleasing as the hot cue because it's a more of a subtle transition of change. But I'm going to present and show you how a beat mix works. So what I'm going to do is choose some house music. Gotta have house all night long. Actually, yeah, so I'm going to do this. I have the Whitney Houston remix, and then I'm going to choose The Mountain. Okay. So here's a Whitney Houston house remix of $1 Million Bill. This is from Whitney's last album, 2000. When did we lose to it? I think 2004, 2008. It was 2012. I can't remember exactly, but this is her last album. And this is the Frankie Knuckles house remix of $1 Million Bill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a beat mix. So Whitney Houston's song is 126 beats per minute. That's how fast the song is. That's the tempo of the song, 126 BPMs or beats per minute. The next song that I have is 123 beats per minute. And the name of the song is The Mountains by Division. So now Whitney Houston's playing. Again, when the beat kicks in, you'll be able to feel the energy of it. Hopefully you're dancing to it or snapping a finger to it or shaking a hip. But this is $1 Million Bill. This is Whitney's last song that she gave us, her last album while she was still on the earth with us. This is a huge song that was in the dance clubs and the house clubs. It's become an anthem now. Don't want to let it kick off. Here comes Whitney in a moment. Here she comes right now. 5, 6, 7, 8. You recognize her? There's our girl. I miss Whitney. Okay. She's like a cousin that I grew up with that I never met. Okay, here we go. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping, if you notice, I'm tapping the beat. I'm tapping the cue button, and I'm tapping to the timing of Whitney. And what I'm doing is engaging with the tempo of the song so I can feel the tempo of the song. Okay? Now eventually I'm going to drop the beat. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So the current song that I have in my headphones on player 2 is slower. So what I'm going to do is increase the tempo. And I'm going to reset it. It's still slow. So I'm increasing the pitch control. So this button right here is pitch control. This is how I change the pitch of the song. Notice how Whitney is faster now? I pitched it down. So I pitched it down by 8%. So now it's 115 beats per minute. It's 136 beats per minute. That's what pitch control is for. Pitch control is essential for beat mixing. I want to bring it back to its Right now it's at 0, back at 126 beats per minute. So I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting the pitch, the tempo of song 2. And what I'm doing is I'm synchronizing to the beat so I can feel the timing of the Whitney Houston song. But in the process, I'm gonna, if you feel good, if you feel good, if you feel good. That's what I mean about emphasizing an aspect of the song. Now I'm going back to my beat mixing. Perfect. There it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to start over one more time. And now I'm going to beat mix. Here we go. Here's the beat mix. The 2 songs are synchronized. Right now, both songs are synchronized in tempo. And then I'm going to do a drop. Okay? So I just did beat mix. And the beat mix is, again, choosing 2 songs that are either similar in tempo or relatively similar in tempo. And I match the beats together. And that's where the pitch control comes in. And it's a constant manipulation of speed because the song is always rotating and some songs fluctuate. So the idea is to adjust the tempo consistently, constantly throughout the transition of the mix so that the songs maintain themselves as far as synchronization. So that creates a seamless flow. So when you listen to DJs, either DJs that are mixes on the radio, or you're listening to mixes online, or if you're in a club or an event and DJs are mixing, this is what they're doing. What they're doing is dissecting the time and timing of each songs and adjusting the pitch control consistently so that the songs stay synchronized and creates a seamless transition from one song to the next. Okay, so that's beat mixing. So we just covered beat mixing. I incorporated a hot cue within Whitney's song that you heard. And then I showed you how to use hot cues with the Beyonce song. I used the special effect, the echo effect, to add, again, dimension to the song to emphasize specific words and lyrics within Cuff It by Beyonce. And then I used that same transition to slam mix into Chubby Checker, Let's Twist Again from the 1950s. I scratched it as well to show you that you can scratch any form of music because the art form of scratching is universal to just audio, period. So it can be any music under the sun, it can be scratched. As long as you can hear it, you can scratch it. And that's how you can embellish your transitions as well. And then I remixed Chubby Checker by doing a hot cue and adding some special effects as well. So just look at the 3 dimensions of songs. I mean, the different songs that I played. I played house music. I played original rock and roll from the 1950s. I played hip hop from the 1990s with Chubb Rock, Treat 'Em Right. I also used a song by Kofi and Sam Smith. You heard that for a moment. And we also heard from the Beyonce track and the song Rufus and Shaka Khan. So with all these different musical flavors and generations of music, I can bring it all together to just create a musical flow. So this is the technical, artistic aspect of DJing. But DJing can be very simplistic as well, because one of the most important things, and one of the things I was telling you earlier about when a DJ is the mind of a DJ is a continuous flow of music. That's what a DJ is, regardless of what type of equipment one uses. It can be traditional turntablism, or it can be a controller, or it can be an app. It's a continuous flow of music. The music does not stop. And one can have a very highly designed and manipulated playlists where you know what song you're going to play exactly after the other, or it can be completely organic. And that's how I like to play. People ask me all the time, how do I decide or how do I choose music? And I don't, because I never know what to expect when I go to an event. When I DJ at events, I DJ events of all types. And I have an idea of what kind of music, the songs I want to play, but I just don't know in what order I'm going to play them. And so that's the fun of it. That's the challenge of it, which can be scary sometimes. And that's the excitement of it, because it's just the unknown of filling this void with music and sound and programming. So there's just multiple approaches, and it's really just based on one's talent and one's experience. As I told you, I've been DJing since I was 5 years old, and that was not yesterday. And I'm proud to be 58 years old and still doing something that was introduced to me as a kid, and to now teach individuals this very art form brings a lot of joy and fulfillment to my life. And as I said, that's one of the reasons why I started Fingersteps Media Arts. I started as a way to find purpose in a world that can feel purposeless sometimes, meaningless sometimes, with all of the foolishness that we have to endure day to day from a political, social aspect. To be able to have something that's been part of my life my entire life, and to be able to share it with the world like yourself, gives me purpose, gives me meaning, it gives me energy, it challenges me each and every day. And that's one of the beauties of turning your vision into fruition. And as a DJ, if this is something that you want to pursue, either just, kicking it at home for your family and friends, or just yourself, making mixtapes, or DJing your family's barbecue or wedding, and so on and so forth, or it's something you want to do as a side hustle, or you want to do it professionally full time. The idea is start with a controller. They come in all sizes. Let me just give you an example. This is a big one, but this is a smaller one here. So there's something for everyone. There's a price point for everyone. And they're called DJ controllers. And just like the Scratch that I introduced to you, and just like the Scratch you probably heard a million times in the various hip hop tracks throughout the last 50 years, just imagine that Scratch, that sound, that one note inspired this generation of music, which inspired the world to think politically, to empower oneself, to express one's voice, to create fashion, literature, and it all started from that. Okay, so that's what this can mean to you if this is something that you want to pursue on any level. Is start off with a controller, a DJ controller, because this will be an opportunity for you to grow and to expand yourself and to put yourself in the middle of social settings that you never thought was possible. And that could be, like I said, in your own community, at a community function, in your religious organization, in your school, workplace, with your family, friends, and professional. Okay? Well, thank you very much, everyone. I think I'm set for now. Let me just check in with you, because I can't see the portal from my end, and just see where you are with everything.
Man, that was amazing. Amazing. This is my first time. Now, I've been doing this for a while now. I ain't had no DJ come on here and break it down like you did and made it so painful. I know you talked about folks doing it for their family, but my first question is, how long would it take, from somebody that don't know nothing about DJing, that let's just say they just oblivious. They're not even into music, right? They just watched this show tonight, DJ Lamont, and you inspired them. But they like, how long is it gonna take me to be okay? Like on the average, if you took a high school child,
sure.
How long was something like this? If they had the equipment, got started, how long would it take for them to pick this type of stuff up?
I would say at base, at least 6 months of consistent study, meaning just intentional study. Either you sit behind one of these decks and you're counting beats, or just learning how the board works overall, learning how the software works, and most importantly, learning how music actually works. One of the things that I instill in my students all the time, we love the music that we love, right? And say if you met an artist music that you love, maybe you had the opportunity to meet Luther Vandross. Instead of saying to him, "Oh, Luther, I love that track," right? You would say, "Luther, you notice every time I listen to your track, you go woo," and you're like, "Yeah, that's right?" And then he says, "I notice that you do that on the downbeat, and sometimes you do it on the half beat, And he's like, well, the reason I do that is because when I'm working with Marcus Miller, we do this, we do this, we do that. And now you're talking shop. And now you're really listening to his music and you're listening to his technique. And that's the same thing from a DJ's point of view, is to approach this as though you are a producer. You're sitting in a room with Dr. Dre, that you're sitting in a room with Gamble and Huff, that you're sitting in a room with any of these producers that created this music we love, no matter what it is, classical, jazz, blues, country, pop, whatever your musical taste is. Just imagine if you had the opportunity to work with these folks. You can't just talk, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. You got to get to work. And the idea is to just start to break down music from its most simplest form, which is, like I said, the downbeat, the scratch. Just think these kids were 14, 15, 16 years old, and they scratched. And look what we have today from that one sound.
So DJ Lamont, I have a question.
Yes.
In high school, I competed playing the violin. I mean, I went to Hawaii, everywhere, playing the violin, right? Do you have to be able to read music to be a DJ?
You do not. No, you do not. It's really like, as I was saying, it's you approach music you approach music theory from a DJ's perspective, because we're not composing the music. The music is already composed. However, depending on one's appetite and one's interest to learn as much as they can, you can learn keys and measures and so on and so forth. Or it's really interesting because I was DJing almost 25, 30 years before I started teaching. And it's one of these things that I did it and I learned osmosis by other DJs. I had like a minute of formal DJs show me specific things. But I really learned by just listening. However, if you ask me what I just did, I couldn't articulate it. I couldn't tell you what I just did. But when I started teaching, I said, well, in order to teach, I have to be able to convey this message so that people can understand it. And that's when I started giving language to what I informed you tonight, like with the downbeat. I didn't know what the downbeat was, even though I felt it. And even though I was making mixes and scratching and so on and so forth, I just didn't know there was language associated with it. But once I started teaching, that's when I started to be more formal about this, because again, I had to convey this message to individuals. And now after 20 years of teaching, I can remix my information instantly based on the personality, because everybody asks and needs something different. And so I can just remix my knowledge quickly to convey a message to what a person needs.
Definitely. So I seen that you were talking about beats, you were counting beats, which reminded me of reading music. Yes. And so have you ever played any other instruments?
I did. I studied violin for a while, and I studied the clarinet and a little bit of piano, a little bit of drum, but it never stuck. DJing for me, it's interesting because DJing, as I said, it's music was a huge part of my house growing up. Music played constantly. And being the youngest of 4 siblings, and my mother was a huge music fan. She had stacks and stacks of 45s. But in the meantime, and to just disclose, some early trauma happened in my family, which changed the direction of my personality. And I can pinpoint that. And I became an extremely shy kid. I was so timid by the world that I was afraid to speak. And even though I was speaking, I didn't know I had a voice to speak. I never asked for anything because I didn't know I could ask. But in the meantime, just because I seemed to be idle, I was listening. And to this day, I have a very keen perspective of things and perception of things, because I pay attention. Because although I wasn't talking like everyone else, I was listening and observing. So in the meantime, while all this music was playing in my house in the 70s, the OJs, Al Green, the Bee Gees, Crystal Gale, Switch, Teddy Pendergrass, all that music, Kenny Rogers was all played in I listened. And that's what gave me purpose, and it became a companionship for me. So that's how it started off personally. And then when I started seeing DJs, when we were getting older and we would go to weddings and I would see a DJ spin, I was just mesmerized. Just completely mesmerized with what they were doing. And I said to myself, not to anyone else, because I was still afraid to speak. I said to myself, I want to do this one day. And I went out and started building this collection that's in the studio and getting 2 turntables and a mixer.
Wow. Very powerful stuff. You guys got me excited over here. You just brought me back to my youth, back to San Francisco, Luther Burbank Middle School. I played the trombone and I was
There you
getting
go.
good. I got to give a shout out to our trombone teacher, Mr. Lewis.
There you go.
And I liked it. Was this big old trombone. A little old me hold this big old trombone, but we was going, I had to learn. And then the next school year, typical San Francisco, they lost all the funding for our musical school, and I never connected with music like that again. But I always loved music. It's just part of our culture.
Absolutely.
I mentor and work with young people, so they always, listen to rap, listen to this. So I always gotta tune in with the young people. All of the music I don't like, but I try to, if they going crazy over it, I gotta see what is it that they like to connect with them. But music is a big part of our culture: hip hop, R&B, blues, jazz, rock and roll, all of this stuff. And it's glad that you, bring this historic piece back to the future, because, it's good when you're working with young people and people in the community to have that understanding that all of this music started by Black musicians.
Absolutely.
They never want to give the credit. That rock and roll, funky boogie house, all that was created by some phenomenal Black people. And that's why it's so important, not only in Black History Month, but every month, to uplift the things that Black folks have just been phenomenal at. And we know because of patent rights and because lack of funding and slavery and laws, we couldn't even own our stuff. And, these other folks will just take our stuff and take ownership of it. We seen it in the movies, how they used to have the Black singers sing the record. They put white faces on the thing.
Exactly.
So it's very, interesting, but just glad that you're here. But one of the things that I have to ask.
Sure.
I don't get to go out much. Sometimes I can't go out, but there's too much going on. I can't be seen in public all the time because it's a lot going on. But what type of energy or vibe do the DJs have to keep? What is that connection? Because sometimes I go to places, I've been places out, and the DJ will be spot on. He'll get the crowd moving, and he'll go like 2 or 3 songs. And then he kill a move and play something. I'm like, what? What is that all about? Is that intentional, or is that just he trying to change the vibe?
Absolutely. That's a conversation within itself. However, first and foremost, we're human too. And just think about when you're doing your job, whatever your task may be, the multiple dispositions that you go through throughout the day. You're irked by somebody, you're tired, you're underfed, overfed, you're frustrated, things are not working the way that you want. Things are flowing. And it's the same thing. A DJ, we are the receptors of everything that's going on in that environment. And people can come up and literally irk you, say heinous things to you, insult you right before, you suck. It's just like when people criticize athletes. Well, you get out there and bounce that ball consistently for a whole season. And so that can really derail a DJ's spirit and energy and focus. And also, a DJ is a curator of music. So by the time that the average person hears a song that's popping, a DJ may have been listening to that song back in October. And a DJ, here's an example. When the song Lisa Lisa Cult Jam, Take Me Home came out, and I wonder if you take me home, 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 home. Okay, that song came out in 1984. I went to New York City and I was at a record store and they said, check this song out. And I loved it. I brought it home. I was DJing at this club in my hometown, Waterbury, Connecticut, and I played it. And I got insult after insult after insult after insult after insult. To this day, when I hear that song, I still have post-traumatic stress over it. 6 months later, those same people that were cursing me said, hey, you got that new banger? And I'm like, what? I was playing that song 6 months ago. But they don't remember, because it finally clicked. So that's what happens. A DJ can be excited about a new song and said, okay, I got you with all the hits. all the songs that everybody knows, but I want to slip the song in because this song I'm excited about, and I want to see people react to it. And people may not be ready for it yet, and that's why I can just go whoop, and everyone can clear the floor because. And then 6 months later, people may come back and ask for that same song that you ran off the floor on, but you just can't remember. So that's one of the reasons why a DJ, the perception is that the DJ intentionally, ruined the floor, but which they did not. They're trying to introduce a song that's exciting to them that they just discovered, and they want to drop it. And it can be a discovery that came out 30 years ago, and they heard it for the first time, or it can be something brand new, hot off the press. So that's one of the reasons why a DJ can, the perception, ruin the dance floor.
Wow, I'm glad you explained that to me because I was one of those people. I was mad at the DJ. Now I didn't got old. Now my age, I can't get out like I used to. But when I was younger, I used to get mad at the DJ. You get the grooving, got the ladies going. You catch somebody out. You're like, "Come here, girl." The next thing you know, he killing me. She turned around. I said, "DJ, you took my love away tonight."
Yeah. So again, it's not, and because again, we're trying to, because if you're playing at a club, particularly if you're playing at the same venue, you can't play the same 20 songs every weekend. It has to evolve because you as a patron would get bored. It's like, okay, here comes that mix again. Here comes that song again. So the idea is we're introducing new music to keep it fresh. And like I said, the DJ is excited about these new songs, but the audience is not ready for them yet.
Now, when you talk about making those mixes, that's something where like you'll program, 5 or 10 different mixes and have them and mix them up, or do you just do it on the fly? Like, is that just something in the moment, or do you keep an open space to just feel the vibe of the people and then, tap into that?
Absolutely. It's not, I try not to use the word on the fly because that makes it seem like there's no thought behind it whatsoever. But it's a spontaneous combustion of energy from how the night has progressed. So it leads up to, because the idea, you may walk in the room, right? Say I'm playing a certain song, and then you walk in the room strutting to that beat. And I like the way that you did a dip, right? And like, oh, that song reminds me of. Or you two might both walk in the room and say, hey, that's my song. And then it reminds me of something else. And that's what can trigger me going in a totally different direction, because the energy that you brought to the dance floor, the two of you, you may start singing a song, or you may start ad-libbing or throwing, songs from the 70s, party over here, party right here. And that can trigger an idea for me to say, oh yeah, that's right. That song will work good. So that's where, again, being tuned in, it's just going any direction. So it's not just on the fly. It's really just being in tune and watching people's behavior, listening to people, and the song that you're playing right now, how it can just trigger an idea for the next song.
So I got a quick question, because I got to figure out what type of DJ you is. Because, I really believe the DJs make the party.
Oh.
You go to some places, you got the hype DJs. Hey, shouts out, they cutting in the music. Are you that type? Or are you just laid back and like, I got the skills to mix everything up and I'm just going to make the people do what it do? Well, because, it's like the hype man DJ. The hype man DJ.
I'm strictly a music DJ. It's all about the music for me. And if I was working, I've worked with MCs throughout the years, and MCs is the equivalent of someone speaking over you when you're speaking. I have invested too much into my skill to have people talk over my mixes, because my mixes are my cream of the crop. My mixes is the E of Michael Jackson. Really, my mixes is the ooh of Luther Vandross. So for someone to step over that, that's a great insult. You can tell me you don't like a song, but if you ruin my mix, you're forever not my friend again. Because that's where I put all my intention into my mixes, and that's what speaks for my love and my passion and my skill set as a DJ.
Now, DJ Lamont, I know you've been here for a while. We're gonna give you a couple minutes before you get out here, but I can't let you go because this is special tonight. This is something that's different that we bring in here to both sides of the conversation. We appreciate all the work you do, but in this music industry, you got the Sways, you got the Hot 97s, you got all these folks that do the freestyles. I gotta test your skills, DJ Lamont. So I gotta catch you off guard, off the fly here, and I gotta see you pick a couple of mixes off the head like a freestyle. I gotta get something. I gotta just be able to give it to you. Okay, the bishop. Okay, I'm looking for somebody. Give me something if you're looking for a girl. Give me something I can just be like, come here, girl. Give me something.
If you give me an idea of a song and I have it, I can show you. If you can throw a song out, or if someone can throw a song title out, and if I have it on my computer, I can show you how I can spontaneously cut it up for you.
All right, give me Anthony Hamilton. I'm ready. Can you give me that Anthony Hamilton? I'm ready.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if I have him. I have him on CD. I don't know if I have him on. Let's see. Not Anthony. Anyone else?
Give me some Luther. No, I ain't gonna say
Luther. Let's go with that.
Give me some Barry White.
All right. Oh, Barry. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me just pull them up.
Some Teddy Pettigrew. Turn off the light, girl.
Okay, here we go.
We got it together, didn't we? We've definitely got our thing together, don't we, baby? Isn't that nice? I mean, really, when you really sit and think about it, isn't it really, really nice? I can easily feel myself slipping more and more away into that super world of my own. Nobody but you and me. We've got it together, baby. We got it together, didn't we? We've definitely got our thing together, don't we, baby? Isn't that nice? I mean, really, when you really sit and think about it, isn't it really, really nice? My first, my last, my everything, and the answer to all my dreams. You're my sun, my moon, my guiding star, my kind of wonderful. That's what you are.
Okay, so that was again a hot cue, a slam mix.
I like that. I think I'm about to get out on the dance floor. Come on, DJ Lamont, you about to have me get out there. You have me go back to the 90s.
DJ, you have spent up a song tonight. You have really, truly spent up a song.
It's a pleasure, y'all.
Man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Wow.
Our culture,
wow.
our DJs, man. This is beautiful stuff, community. Now this is healing right here. This is soulful. This is what we about, community. Having a good time. Come on, DJ.
It has saved my life a million times over. This is a remix of Teddy Pendergrass.
Hey, because after a hard day's of work, I tell you, all I need to do is cut them clip speakers on.
Well, very good, everyone. Okay. So this is the art of the DJ skill. It's universal, it's beautiful, it's challenging, and it's an opportunity for those that want to take this. It's an opportunity for you to propel yourself and to propel yourself into the world that you can't even imagine.
So I have a question for you.
We got a question. We got some questions. Hold on.
So it sounds like, of course, we see it, we feel it. You have a passion in this, right? So do you teach classes? And if so, how big are your classes? Because you have a talent. I tell you, you have a talent.
The classes are taught here in my studio, Fingerstaffs Media Arts, and the classes primarily are one-on-one sessions. They're 2-hour sessions, and you can take one-off classes or you can take a series of classes just based on the support that you need to grow and to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. And I also host I hope group classes as well, but they're usually organized by the group. So for example, I've had family outings, I have friends outings, I have date nights, I have corporate team building events, and they're all hosted here in the studio.
Wow. So brother DJ, I got to ask you this then.
Please.
How many sessions would a person have to take? Just new, never did this,
Sure.
Don't know nothing about nothing. How many sessions would they have to take? Because, here at both sides of the conversation, we always support our guests. I got a lot of young people out there. I work with kids in juvenile hall, getting out. I got kids on probation, different stuff. If I find a kid who's like, John, I want to be a producer or a DJ, how many classes would I have to get them to? Because I'm going to support you. I'm going to try to get one of my young people. Or maybe I'll send Khalees over there and give her a few classes.
I would say at minimum, at least 6 months to just understand the general concept of what you're doing. And that's it, just to understand generally how to get music out of the system and how to do some maneuvers, some tricks. And then the rest, like any skill under the sun, the people the artists that we admire, Beyonce didn't just walk up on stage and be a dancer, singer, choreographer overnight. That's years and years and years and years of cultivation. And that's why we're wowed by these people that we see, because they've dedicated their lives to this art form. And it looks seamless when we're watching it, but hours go into it. As I tell folks that admire Steph Curry, he had to bounce that ball 1 million times by himself, probably in his garage, in his bedroom, in his living room, 1 million times before he got to the level that he is. We only see the finished work for a 1-hour game, but those players had to bounce that ball 1 million times each, with no lights, no glamour, no fans, just them and that ball to be who they are. And it's the same thing with DJing. The idea is to learn the foundation, and then the rest is up to you to invest yourself to be as wonderful as you want to be.
Wow, DJ Lamont, I would apply myself if I did have the opportunity to get with you for those sessions. But I tell you, that finger snapping, that's the right name, because I still snaps my fingers wherever I'm at. And you had me snapping them tonight.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. It's beautiful.
No, definitely very powerful stuff. Before we let you get out of here tonight, I know Chris backstage. We want to give you an opportunity if you want to shout out any folks that help you build this up, or any shout outs you want to give to community. We got your Instagram up there. If there's any websites or anything that you want us to get out to the community, we would love to support you at any of your event. If you have a digital flyer of any upcoming events that you're going to be DJing at or you're going to be at, please make sure you get it over to us so we can send it out to our community so they can get out and support you. And here at both sides of the conversation, we'll tap in some kind of way and make sure you are supported. But again, brother, you gave me some energy. I came in here tired. I was like, man, this brother is dropping it tonight. You was dropping it like it's hot, boy. So but go ahead and
sure. Well, what you can refer to my home page, which is Fingerstaffs Media Arts, and Fingerstaffs Media Arts is my home, and that's where you can find. Well, fingerstaffs.net. That's my website, fingersnaps.net. And again, if you're sitting at your computer, your device, you can't remember your name, you're like, what was the name of that service again? What was fingersnaps.net. So fingersnaps.net is my website where you can basically contact me with all of everything that I do. I also host a radio show on KPOO 89.5 here in San Francisco. It's called the Finger Snap Salon, and it's Tuesday nights from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. And that's a combination of hip hop. No, excuse me. It's a combination of deep house music, electronica, soul music, and new jazz. Again, all from the Black perspective. And what else is going on? Yes, and I teach. So again, my website is the #1 way to contact me, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Fingersnaps Media Arts as well.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you, it has been a pleasure with you here with this Educational Thursdays. You moved us tonight. I know the community enjoyed every bit of it. Not only did you educate us and give us the history as to where you came from, but you was, I don't know how many hands you got or how many people back there working, but you was moving all over the place and had it going on tonight. So I thank you for being on both sides of the conversation very much.
What a beautiful platform you created. So thanks. And you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're doing wonderful work as well.
Man, thank you very much, community, for all the parents out there looking for things for their young people. I know a lot of parents like, I don't want to teach my kids this. They're going to blast out my stereo in the house. But it's always great to give our young people an opportunity. And, maybe it's you, even as our young adults and adults in the community.
Oh, yeah, I teach all ages. I teach all, the oldest that I've taught. So the eldest that I've taught so far is 75 years old.
Wow.
Yep. So
wow.
the youngest I've taught was 4 and the eldest was 75. And they all have the consistent interest. That's what I love about it. No matter what demographic they are, the #1 thing that makes it all common is that we love music. And that's what I truly love about what I do here, is I get to interact with so many different cultures and languages, people from around the world. That's one of the richness of being in the Bay Area, because everybody's here. And I feel so fortunate to be able to interact with so many different cultures over a beat, over this music that we all love. And it's a beautiful place.
Isn't it amazing how, music brings people together? Isn't it amazing in our culture how just certain things bring us together? We can all be on one vibe, one energy when it comes to certain things in our community. We know music does it. It's a vibration. It's a mood. You use music to get to your workouts. So music is very powerful and healing to the body, to the mind, and to the spirit. So we just thank you because you are the DJ. To all of our DJ out there, we got DJ Naj and we got DJ Reggie Daniel, all these folks out here in the community that's DJing. You are the spirit of the people. You can move the spirit of the people. Sometimes it's that beat, it's that drum that makes us move forward. So thank you again, brother, for being here. We're going to do our part. Any digital flyers or any events you want us to help get out and promote community on Tuesday nights, go to KPO and check out the brother. He is in the heart of the La Mission. Okay. If you want to be a DJ, if he's inspired you tonight, make sure you get out there, reach out to him, go to his website, fingersnaps.net, check out his program and see what he got on. 6 months, a 6-month investment. You'll be ready by the time the wintertime comes for the holidays. Go learn, brother.
Okay. Thank you, y'all. Thank you so much.
Have a blessed evening.
Happy springtime, everybody.
All right. Wow. Great stuff, colleagues. That was dope, man. That brother is dope. Community. Tonight's Educational Thursday. This was different. Typically, we have PowerPoint presentations, people coming on, talk about important stuff. But tonight, the music, very important, colleagues. Before we get out of here, hey, say something to the people, because I'm like, this is amazing right here.
All I could do is snap right now. It's probably why my knuckles is so big from snapping as a kid, trying to keep up with my mama and my grandmama. But boy, I tell you, the finger snapping tonight, the DJ brought it. Educational Thursdays was unique. Whoever didn't tune in, I bet you they're going to run that back because they're going to hear it, because he had us moving tonight. I mean, I done heard all kinds of music. He had the 45s and 90s. He was on there scratching with the records, bringing back childhood memories. I mean, I remember my grandmother used to be playing them records, old James Cleveland. But nonetheless, community, thank you for tuning in with us. And it was a treat tonight. We promised you a treat. So I hope that you enjoyed it. If not, share this link because somebody needs to know about what was happening. He gave a lot of information tonight. And if you didn't see it all, you missed out. Run it back. Comment, subscribe, like. We have different social media platforms. We will see you next Tuesday at our Hidden Gems segment. And we appreciate you tuning in with us.
Something about the name Jesus. Now let me I'm not gonna quit my day job, community. I promise. Great show. This is Easter Sunday, community. We won't have a Sunday conversation. Go out and enjoy the community. Go get some music. Go listen to some music. Check out some of the DJs in the community that's gonna be DJing at some of the events. Yeah, the Bishop, I can't sing. Okay, I'm not going to quit my day job. I promise you, people are laughing at me right now. But it's going to be a great weekend. There's a lot of events going on, both sides of the conversation. We will be out in the community this Saturday. We'll be at the WAGA event, the War Against Gun, the 18th anniversary. We'll be out there in community. Also, there's a number of other events we'll be popping in and popping out this weekend. So you'll see our both sides of the conversation team moving around the Bay Area. We'll be in the city, packing it up, doing what we do, and looking forward to that. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap up. I'm gonna end with the benediction so we can get out of here today because it's late, and now this music didn't energize me. Now I'm ready to go do some work, turn some music on, sing to myself. I don't know, I'm in there singing to myself, talking about turn off the lights, girl. Hey, I don't know. We're gonna get it popping tonight. I'm snapping my fingers too. The DJ got me snapping, but we're gonna be all right. We're gonna do what we do. With that being said, the Bishop is gonna get a benediction so we can get out of here today. Community, you missed a good one. If you just tuned in, you got to go back and check out the power of music. It's something about music that does something to the mind, the body, the soul. Tonight, you got an education presentation that some folks never ever see. He broke it down from the beginning, the lows, the scratches, the highs, the lows, the B's, the hey. He put it together. Sometimes music can bring people together. Sometimes music can uplift our community. Sometimes the DJ in the room could take the mood of the room and make it nothing but fun. See, in the community, we go through a lot of issues. There's a lot of violence, a lot of things happening. Maybe we need to play some music, some happy music. Maybe things will uplift in our community if we have the very DJs that gives us the music to make us happy. Music is a mode. Music is part of the spirit. Music is in our culture. Everything we do comes with music. There's always a beat. There's always a tune. There's lyrics in all of it. But when you have it, it makes you feel good. When you're not feeling good, you turn on some music. When you're trying to lift your spirit up, if you're feeling sad and you feel like things ain't right, the music can lift you up. And sometimes the music can make you sad. But whatever the mode is, it's something powerful. You can't see it, but you can feel it. You can hear it. And inside of you, it just moves you. So community, maybe that's what you need. Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to change the mood of your house. Maybe you need to change the mood of your community. Go check out the finger snapping DJ and learn how to increase the vibrations of the room. Maybe if you learn how to change the tune of the room, you can uplift the spirit of the people. We might need more DJs. It's a lucrative business. Everywhere I go, everybody needs a DJ. Maybe this is your opportunity. Maybe tonight, this educational presentation was what you needed. Maybe you already been messing around. You like, I want to hone in my skills and be better. Maybe tonight, that was the reason why you watched. Or maybe you didn't even know what was going on and you've been inspired. Maybe this is something you thought about. Tonight, you have a connection, community. You have a resource. Check out the DJ. Go to his website. Follow him. Figure out what's going on. Snap your fingers. Hey, hey, snap your fingers. Hey, we're going to snap our fingers. Check out the finger snapping website. Go learn some music. Go learn some history and learn how to change the mood of the people. DJ Lamont, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. You gave my vibe. I probably can't even go to sleep now, community. I'm going to be up thinking about how can I finger snap tonight? Hey, but, we're going to make it happen. With that being said, community, no show this Sunday. Don't tune in. Don't get mad at the Bishop Because I might have to get my DJ box and change the mood because everybody be mad. Where y'all was at? Y'all? Hey, we still here. Check us out. This Tuesday will be our next live show as we will continue to highlight our Black and brown businesses, our community leaders, and organizations that are doing some positive things to impact our community. And right now, with all of the negative in the news, all the stuff that's happening in the community, we need some positivity. So on Tuesday, we're going to bring some positivity to the community. Check out some of the business owners. Check out some of the folks that are doing things to impact the community. That's what we're going to be tuning in for. But this Sunday, be careful. When you're out there Easter egg hunting with your kids, pay attention. Make sure y'all be safe out there. And don't just be showing up from church on Easter, family. All my folks, every time now I want to go to the church and get some praise on. Now the church is overflowing out the door because everybody got on their pink dresses and their Easter bags. Leave some room for the bishop, okay? With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's show. Thank you all for tuning in. Tomorrow will be a very powerful event for all my Black San Francisco folks. Come check out some of the speakers. Come check out some of the things that's going on with this DKI event. It's going to be great. And we'll be out there. You'll see the bishop. Come check it out. We'll be posting all the flyers on all of our social media handles. But tonight, leave in love. Turn off the lights. Light the candle. Turn up the music. Listen to the DJs. I don't know. It's Friday tomorrow. Get excited, community. Turn up the music in the morning when you wake up and start dancing and snapping your fingers. Because maybe that's the energy you need to get through tomorrow and get through this weekend. With that being said, community, we love y'all. Be safe. Support the bishop. Support both sides of the conversation. Support the work we could do. I'm going to be out there with my cardboard box. I'm not going to stop asking. I'm going to stand in the middle of the streets with a big sign that says, support us. We need your support. You like what we do? Come support us. We'll see y'all soon. And don't be throwing those sandwiches at me when I got my sign up. I love y'all. Have a blessed evening.